Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend for everybody that's in the U.S. For the rest of the world, I hope you enjoyed Workers' Day back in May, because they're the same holiday, but for some reason, the U.S. just decides to do it in September. Anyways, regional differences aside, we got a lot of hot news to talk about today because we had 3 days off. We gotta move on the news after we move on today's video sponsor, Ting. My friends, if you're looking for a mobile phone carrier in the United States, Ting does mobile phone carrier stuff differently because you only pay for what you're used. You can check their rate calculator before switching over to make sure that your bill would be lower on Ting. And on average, Ting's bills are only $23 a month. For the two cell phone lines that I have with Ting, I pay $23 a month total. So I'm averaging like $11.50 each, which is phenomenal because we just are on Wi-Fi all day. Ting is perfect for you guys who are on Wi-Fi all day, who barely need to make calls, use WhatsApp, GroupMe, whatever, Zoom, all that kind of nonsense, and you're on Wi-Fi. Ting's perfect for you. So check them out at the link in the video description, ufd.ting.com. If you use our link, you're going to save money off of your first bill with them that can be applied, which for me would make my first bill free because, again, it's only $23 a month for me. So you can check out what it's going to be for you at the link in the video description. Go ahead and check out Ting. Big thanks to them for sponsoring today's video. And now let's go ahead and talk about the big tech news, which is the big AMD news everybody's wanted, the retort to NVIDIA. They're just gonna slap them in the face really quickly because they have bikes. AMD, their fan store, you can get a custom cruiser bike or a mountain bike. Yes, and you can get it in multitudes of different colors. They have a black frame. They have a white frame with black wheels, and my personal favorite, the white frame with orange wheels, $300. Or if you want the cruiser bike, bam, you can get this in black frame, or you can get it in white frame. Good looking bikes. Okay, so the only way you're gonna have a driver crash on these is if you screw up, which is phenomenal. And with the frames, it's only one frame per lifetime instead of 144 frames per second, but it's cool and it'll help you navigate to wherever you want to go. I had to use these puns here because I had the bad idea of buying one of these $300 bikes to make like a gigantic crap post about this and just make those puns in a video with the bike. Can't justify $300 on a bike that I don't need right now, so that's not going to be happening. But AMDFanstore.com, you can get AMD's custom bikes in case you wanted. But I know you guys actually want big Navi news, so let's go ahead and talk about that with regards to some information coming out of Cortex with regards to how AMD might be changing their pricing positioning thanks to Ampere and the phenomenal chef's kiss pricing that we got from NVIDIA, where they indeed didn't raise prices hardly at all. So this is coming out from Cortex that AMD wanted to release the 16 gigabyte version of Big Navi at $600 and the 8 gigabyte at $500. But after NVIDIA's announcement, they're going to be dropping the price of the 16 gig to $550. It's still going to be the same price of $500 for the 8 gig. So this is a quote from an AMD partner. They also went on to say that they should be receiving the boards from AMD sometime this month. So if they're only receiving them in September, expect probably an October launch would make sense. So there you go, AMD stuff there. The big thing about this though, at $550 would be a RTX 2080 Ti killer is kind of what we're expecting out of Big Navi. Obviously, the RTX 3070 is supposed to beat the 2080 Ti. So honestly, in scenarios where you might be limited by VRAM of the 8 gigabytes on the 3070, you can choose between AMD and NVIDIA, it looks like right there, and they should have roughly the same performance. Again, this is speculation, but then in case you want the extra VRAM, which NVIDIA doesn't provide, the 16 gigabyte version of Big Navi is only going to be $550. So not a huge price bump. However, this does leave room for the other cards that have been leaked by Lenovo and others, such as the 3070 Ti with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. If NVIDIA was to release that with more CUDA cores than the 3070 at, say, a $550, $600 price point, sure, they're going to be cannibalizing the sales of the 3070, but they could also just cannibalize all of AMD's sales, which is probably more important than NVIDIA than anything else. So let me know what you think. Big Navi, $550 for 16 gigs. Is that kind of where you wanted it to be? Keen to hear from you down below. But you know how it's going to get announced? Let's just set the stage right now. Apparently, AMD thinks the biggest way to reveal the RX 6000 series is to do it in Fortnite. Yeah, I'm not kidding. They teased Big Navi's RX 6000 in Fortnite. This was an AMD partnered streamer who actually ended up finding it in the AMD Battle Arena, which is something that AMD made back on August 25th, was just like a 3-mode map in Fortnite, okay? Anyways, the streamer found it somehow. It says 6,000 somewhere. It's kind of intriguing. And so the people over at AMD were like, right under your noses, gotta wonder what else we've already put out there that you just haven't discovered yet. No. Okay? No. Please stop. Okay? Like, it's the big reveal in Fortnite. What else haven't we discovered? Is it everything? Are you gonna reveal it here? Anyways, if you want to find out how you can find like this 6,000 reveal in Fortnite, Hot Hardware has a guide. You can see here when you press the button, it makes it so that it's 6,000 and then you unlock everything, which is fine. My guess is this wasn't discovered. I mean, the streamer who did it is an AMD partnered streamer, so it's more than likely that they gave her the information and then she found it that way. I don't necessarily trust somebody who's sponsored by a company to then just be like, hey, look at this random Easter egg that nobody else has found because nobody plays your gosh dang maps, AMD. Maybe. I don't know. That's just, who knows. So, Big Navi, $550 in Fortnite. Fantastic. Thanks, AMD. Love it. But let's talk about the Xbox, because the Series S officially getting announced from Microsoft in the middle of the night, my time at least. Like, this happened like 4 or 5 hours before I woke up. So Series S is official. It's expected to be 4 teraflops. It's the smallest Xbox ever. $300 estimated retail price. The interesting thing about this retail price is that it's supposed to be £250 in the UK, which actually makes this cheaper than Nintendo Switch. So you can get next generation hardware for the Xbox Series S, and it's cheaper than the Switch in certain regions, which is neat. So we're expecting 4 teraflop GPU. It's supposed to be 1080p 60, 1440p 30. That's what this console's kind of aiming at. You can see that their leaked promotional video also came out as well, which shows that it is under half the size of the Xbox Series X, which is neat. And of course, the memes obviously starting immediately. It looks like a giant ordering intercom, which is great. This is not the only thing that came out with the rumor that the Xbox Series X is supposed to cost $500 and be released on November 10th. The rumor was that this was for the Series X at $500 and the Series S at $300. And then within hours of this rumor dropping, that's when Xbox officially unveiled the price. So more than likely, you could expect that November 10th is the release date for the Series X at a price point which is seriously really good. $500 for the Series X is quite phenomenal. But that's not the only thing. According to Windows Central, Microsoft is planning a $35 a month Xbox All Access financing option for the Series X and $25 a month for the Series S. So I'm not quite sure. I haven't been able to find verification of this. I think the All Access includes Game Pass. I might be wrong on that, but that's kind of the general idea of what Microsoft is going for. Sell the consoles cheap and then get everybody locked in on subscription services. But if you don't have to put money down for the $300 console this holiday season, you want to play on next gen stuff, $25 a month. That's actually really reasonable. Microsoft's doing really good stuff. So why do they say stuff like, we don't care how many Xboxes we sell? Then why are you being so competitive? You really care, Microsoft. In your heart of hearts, I know you do. So give me the goods. I'm still not picking one of these up. I have zero need for a Series S. There's no games on that. That's going to really make the difference for me, especially with me getting my 30 series. So let me know if you're keen on picking up a Series S or Series X down below in the comments. But next-gen stuff has more promise because The Witcher 3 has been announced to come out for next-gen consoles, and it's going to include ray tracing, faster loading times, basically all of the optimizations for the PS5 and the next-gen Xbox is going to be happening. CD Projekt Red announcing this. You'll be able to purchase it as a standalone PS5, Series X, or PS5 game, or if you owned it on any of the previous consoles or on PC, you get the free upgrade to the next gen. CD Projekt Red just continuing to do the really good stuff. How are they doing this? But then Control is like, yeah, unless you bought our Ultimate Edition, you don't get upgraded to the next gen. You had to spend $100 on our game to get upgraded. $60? What are you, a pleb? Disgusting. Also, I don't have an article for it here, but CD Projekt Red also confirming that Cyberpunk won't have a next gen price increase. It should just cost $50. Or it should just cost $60 instead of $70. So they just continue to do the good stuff. The port for The Witcher 3 onto the next gen is being done by Saber Interactive, which is the same company that did their Switch port, which turned out really decent. So we could potentially see a really good port to the next gen. So I'm excited to see this. Witcher 3, next gen consoles, ray tracing, fast load times. Between that and Cyberpunk, man, I'm heckin' excited for what CD Projekt Red has coming out. Well, also, they announced with Cyberpunk that it's going to have more DLC than The Witcher 3, and that they are going to be introducing microtransactions exclusively into the multiplayer part of Cyberpunk, which is a standalone project that won't happen at launch, but their goal is to design monetization in a way that makes people happy to spend money. I'm not trying to be cynical or hide something, it's about creating a feeling of value. Same as with our single-player games, we want gamers to be happy while spending money on our products. The same is true for microtransactions. You expect them, of course, and Cyberpunk is a great setting for selling things, but it won't be aggressive, it won't upset gamers, but it will make them happy. That's our goal, at least. Do you trust CD Projekt Red with microtransactions? Do you trust them that this is not going to necessarily somehow corrupt the company? Keen to hear what you think of this down below, but more video game stuff. Bethesda updating Doom and Doom 2 to be on Steam, number one, but then number two, get widescreen support, finally, right? Of all the things that Doom plays on, it couldn't do widescreen? Wow. Thanks, Bethesda. Maybe that helped this hacker put Doom on a pregnancy test. Yes, somebody put Doom on a pregnancy test. Wow. Like, I just don't have comments. It's a 128 by 32 pixel monochrome display, but the game plays, wow, okay, internet sometimes. Speaking of companies that are just being super shady with microtransactions, EA found another way to milk the juice money from all of their gamers. They pulled out ads of UFC 4 after they put ads into the game. Like ads for specifically Amazon's second season of The Boys, which I've watched the first 3 episodes. I've actually really enjoyed it. There were a lot of more gruesome scenes that made me turn away a lot more frequently, but story-wise, I'm enjoying The Boys. Anyways, that's not the point. Like, I can enjoy the series. UFC 4 was putting ads into the game after it had already come out at launch, so everybody could review it, had 2 weeks to play it. There was no ads to speak of. Oh, hey, it's just a UFC game. No, 2 weeks after, they turned on the ads so that you have ads in a $60 game. Not ads for your own stuff, not microtransactions for the game, ads for people's other crap. This is just like buying a damn smart TV and then also getting ads on it. I spent $500 on this TV. What do you mean I need to get ads from Samsung's stupid smart home nonsense? Anyways, EA, for now, has backed down, saying that the backlash made it clear that it wasn't welcome. EA. What? This is disgusting. I can't, I'm done with you. Goodbye, EA. Minecraft getting PSVR support sometime this month. Cool. That's just an update for you. VirtualLink on the VirtualLink connector, which was the USB-C connector that was found on RTX 20 series cards. It's dead. That's why it's not on the 30 series. The website, it's gone. Doesn't work. You can't. It's gone. Valve didn't adopt it with their index. They said it was too expensive. And yeah, wow, the RTX 20 series was the prototype in more than one way. Speaking of the 30 series, there's been confirmation that the 3070 should use 14 gigabit per second GDDR6. This is confirmed by Zotac and Asus's product page on this, which is just fine. It makes sense. To nearly 500 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth, same as the 2070. Nothing necessarily wrong there. And Corsair announcing that they are working on a direct 12-pin NVIDIA Ampere power cable. You can sign up to be notified about that. It should go on sale September 17th for you to pick one up. You can register at the forum. We'll leave a link in the video description. Speaking of cooling companies, though, ID Cooling announced the IS-60 EVO ARGB. This is actually the RGB version of the one that I had in my mini ITX PC, but it has been updated to be a little bit taller at 65 millimeters, which means it can't go on my mini PC. I could have RGBified it, but nope, it's not happening this time. Thanks, ID Cooling. Appreciate it. Today is supposed to be the announcement of the Apple Watch Series 6, as well as a new generation of iPads. The Apple Watch Series 5 has been discontinued from the website as far as everybody can see, so you're not able to pick that up. This may have already been fully revealed by the time you've seen this episode of Hot News, but Series 6 coming out separate from the iPhone, which is interesting. The LG Wing got a unique video showing off how you can actually use the dual display setup and the rotation feature, and I honestly, after seeing this in action, kind of want one. All right, this is it's almost as gimmicky as the LG Flex, but that made me want it all the more. Speaking of gimmicky, do you want your Game Boy to run forever? Well, researchers at Northwestern University created one that is solar powered and can indeed run forever, and it doesn't need a battery. It is powered by solar, as you can see by the solar panels, as well as you pressing the button. The kinetic energy from you depressing the button can provide battery to it. However, during a cloudy day, you can play for, I think it was 10 seconds before it crashed, which is awesome. Kind of needs a battery backup, I would think, but it has solid state storage so that you can just, when it turns off, you can just resume when it happens. Cool. Good job, Northwestern. Thanks for solving that problem I don't have. Anyways, I'm going to solve the problem of this episode because it's over. I'm done. We're over. It's gone. Bye-bye. But you know what's not over? Today's video sponsor, ufd.ting.com. Save money on your mobile phone bill with Ting. They have network support. They have the T-Mobile/Sprint connection. They got Verizon now. Check them out at the link in the video description, ufd.ting.com. And check out all the things we have linked below. Bye.